I am on my way to the gym right now, and I wanted to start off this video with me in this setting as I am preparing for the gym and kind of start off the topic that this video is about. We usually think that investing means spending money on something that would benefit us in the future, but some of the most important investments cost zero and just cost your time. And especially at some stages when you're not able to invest real money or you don't have enough money to invest to get the great outcome that you want to get from the investment. When you're not in such stage of your life, for example, I'm comparing it to myself, I'm not able to invest money into stuff right now. The most productive investment you can do is invest in yourself. And we know a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people talk about that the greatest investment you can do when you are young is invest in your knowledge, invest in your education, invest in the books, courses, whatever. And I wanted to talk about the investment and the topic today that I think a lot are not talking enough about, and it is investing in your mental health and well-being. I figured that the most productive stuff that you can do for yourself might at first look unproductive at all. Mental health is a part of productivity, not the opposite. And I think it's a huge stigma formed about mental health. Oh my god, you care about your mental health and your well-being and stuff. Okay, whatever. And I think this is the reason some of the people quit. Taking care of your mental health is not time taken away from your goals. It's actually a part of the work required to reach them. So I really think thinking through and even planning where and when in your daily routine you can fit in the actions that can contribute in some way to your mental health, to your well-being, to clear your mind, to deal with overthinking is very, very, very important. And this is what this video is about. I was never someone who seriously thought about doing stuff for my mental health. Honestly, I was even embarrassed to do meditation or journaling. I used to try it, but it's always felt cringe for me. Even some mental walks that I used to do for myself, that I started doing when I just started doing it for myself, it just felt off. I think for most of the people it's like this. I personally grew up in the environment where nobody really talked or taught about mental health and the importance of it. So I get it. If you're building something, if you're studying, if you're have a YouTube channel and record videos, if you're just in general trying to improve your life in any way possible, your mind is involved in it. You need to handle uncertainty, you need to handle stress, you need to handle rejections, embarrassments, and all of the shitty emotions that we hate. Taking care of yourself is not something you do after the real work, it is part of the real work. And if you don't invest your time into the activities that help you with your mental being and mental health, you burn out over time. And when it feels like you're so productive and you don't spend time on all that bullshit of morning, evening walks and stuff, all into work, the stress, negative thoughts, and all the negative shit accumulates over time. And the way you handle those same rejections, embarrassments, and cringe, etc., is also different. That's where I think most of the people might quit because of the overwhelmment of such emotions. That's where you might want to take a break, and you would need even to take a break from work. And that's where you burn out again, as I said before. Very cliche phrase, but we are humans, not robots. People talk about consistency being more important than intensity. If you're gonna go to the gym once a week and put all of your strength, do the crazy intense workout for 2 hours, it is gonna be worse than you would be going to the gym 3 times a week and maybe low intensity workouts for 45 minutes. The example with the three workouts a week gonna bring you much faster to the result that you want to achieve, right? And the same with everything. For me, I always aim to be consistent. It is always the problem. In some ways I'm getting better, but it is very hard. But consistency over intensity for sure. But nobody can remain consistent forever if they're not getting enough sleep, if they don't get enough movement, if they have lack of relationship and any sort of activities that make you a person. And that's where I think it's very important to really think whether you want the consistency or intensity. So some of the real-time ideas of what actions you can do, or what you can do for yourself to invest in your mental health. I really think every single person have to take time discovering what is actually the best way for them to do that, what they actually enjoy doing, what brings them joy. And for me, I think it took a while to really figure out what, I like to do to clear my mind. Actually, I really cringed at first whenever I started doing something for my mental health, like morning walks or evening walks just for mental health. I felt cringe at first of doing that because I don't know, it just wasn't cool for me. So I really think people have to really try multiple ways and really find their own way of how they want to spend time and invest in their well-being. I'm standing in my fucking gym outfit, so I probably have to mention gym. One of the most popular ways of investing in your mental health. You just have to compare your mood and your energy level before you go to the gym and after you go to the gym, or any sort of activities you do. And it's, crazy difference. It has so many psychological benefits to you as well as despite like the physical benefits. So any sort of activities is definitely a part of mental health investments. And what's funny actually is that most of the successful people online who have YouTube channels and they like manage businesses and stuff, and they pretty much online. And when people ask them what do they do for hobbies or what do they do despite work, I heard many of them say that like, oh, I don't do anything except work. I work a lot and like I go to the gym 3 hours a day. And they phrase it in a way that like the only thing they do is work. But gym is a very huge part of how it can impact your mental health. For them, it is a huge thing of how they manage their emotions. Gym is definitely it. Another thing is sleep, of course. Meditating, something that I really cringed doing before. And I'm not like professionally meditating, but like just sitting and really trying not to think about stuff. But I figured for myself that I can just like go outside, sit next to the pool and just play some music without like words. And it's been nice. I've been like chilling. Just love doing that. And I feel like this is one of the ways I figured how I like just to clear my mind and go outside for 10 minutes. Again, figure out your way of how you enjoy spending time with yourself. Walking alone, evening walks, morning walks, vlogs. I do that sometimes. Journaling, recording videos helps a lot just to talk your thoughts out. Driving, if you enjoy driving around without music is also nice. This is what I learned from my personal experience, but just really try to find a way that you like to spend time on and the way you like to invest in your mental health. How much time did I say this already? Anyway, nobody can maintain your well-being, and with therapy also. The therapists really try to push you to figure out the answers to your questions yourself. They don't give you the exact advice, they don't give you the pattern of what to do or how to fix your life. They really try to bring you to the point where you can decide for yourself and figure out the right answer yourself. So you are really the main person responsible for your mental health and for your well-being. And you have to know that if you have this responsibility, you have to use it. Other people can support you. Sometimes it's very important to take therapy and talk to the professionals and seek help from professionals. But you still have to participate in taking care of yourself, and you are still the main person of doing so. I used to think that those things are optional, but now I see it as maintenance. I think it's very important to find your way of investing in your mental health. I think just like recently I was able to finally like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's how I like to spend time, like by myself and with my thoughts and stuff. And it took a while, took more than a year. So I hope you find your way of investing into your well-being and share in the comments what's your way. That is my insight. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in new videos.